Welcome back to Askewed Reviews, and we have another request for today, and that is for the 1984 action adventure sci-fi comedy film, The Ice Pirates. Here is your trivia question for today. What is the name of the creature that hatches from an egg and scurries around the ship? The answer will be at the end of this video. So our film starts off in space. We end up finding out that apparently water is gone from almost the entire galaxy, and there's only one planet left that actually has any. So, of course, this planet freezes the water and ships it to different places so they can make lots of money off of it. So, like most situations where the rich just try to become richer, someone has to come along and fuck up their day. And that's exactly what the Ice Pirates are here to do. Now, this specific crew of pirates is led by a man named Jason. He has his best buddy Roscoe by his side, who happens to be pretty good at repairing robots, or at least he seems to think so. So Jason and his crew sneak aboard a ship to steal some ice. Now, also aboard this same ship happens to be the beautiful Princess Karina, who Jason also decides to steal as well. This ship also happens to be run by a man named Zorn, who sends all of his Templars and all of his robots to go stop the space pirates. Jason and his crew are unfortunately caught, and are now on their way to get an even worse punishment than death: castration. Surprisingly, the princess ends up saving them and joining them. All sorts of interesting situations ensue from here, from pretending to be eunuchs, to traveling to distant, dangerous locations, running into an evil emperor and his army of Amazons, and even dealing with some time travel. All the while, Zorn, who is working for the Supreme Commander, is hot on their trail. So, will our crew of pirates be able to evade the Templars and possibly travel to a hidden world that supposedly has water on it? The film is directed by Stuart Rothel. The original title of the movie was not actually The Ice Pirates, it was actually The Water Planet. Also, the original concept was actually a serious sci-fi film with a budget of $20 million. But once MGM slashed that down to $8 million, it had to be rewritten, and it now became a comedy. Also, with that low budget, you may have noticed that they grabbed a few things from the film Logan's Run. For instance, they both use the same doomed cities in both movies. Also, the vehicle that's right behind this robotic pimp is the same vehicle that they used in Logan's Run. In the film, Robert Urich plays the character of Jason, and does so very well in my opinion, although apparently they originally offered the role to Kevin Costner, but he turned it down. Which I personally find funny, as this is the same man who decided to eventually do Waterworld. Angelica Houston was apparently one of the first actors hired on to this film. This movie is also an early film appearance for both Mary Crosby and Ron Perlman. John Matuszek plays the character of Killjoy in this film, and is also one of my favorite characters in this movie. He also would the very next year appear in the movie The Goonies as Sloth. There's a reference to the movie Rollerball, or even more specifically, you can even see Rollerball on the television screen in the control room. The bounty hunter's vehicle is definitely supposed to be a parody of the vehicles that you can see in the movie The Road Warrior, which of course was the first film in the Mad Max series. Apparently, in the original theatrical trailer, they really messed up, as they even announced that the seventh world was Earth, which apparently spoiled the entire plot of this movie, at least. Now, they also ended up cutting out a scene that was going to appear at the end of the movie, where the spaceship was actually going to be flying over a modern day Miami Beach, completely proving that it was Earth. So, when it comes to the film The Ice Pirates, it's definitely a fun watch. I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but it's still entertaining. And if you do like movies like Flash Gordon or Buckaroo Banzai, I think you'll enjoy this one too. So even though this film is definitely a cult classic, it does still have some issues. So I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 5. Now, as for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode, what is the name of the creature that hatches from an egg and scurries around the ship? This lovely little creature is known as a space harpy. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews, and if there's a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.